The passing of Queen Elizabeth II, England's longest reigning monarch. Congressman Aderholt fights the Biden administration subpoena of a conservative group in Alabama, and 2 women charged with public intoxication while working in Hollywood. Today is Friday, September 9th, 2022. These top headlines and your Northeast Alabama weather from Mountain Mornings by Mountain Valley Newspaper. We hope everyone is having a great Friday. We will go ahead and start with our Northeast Alabama forecast. Folks, I'll just tell you, the computer models are giving different numbers, so I'll just give you a rough breakdown of what we see so far. High temperatures may get close to 80, but will most likely stay in the high 70s, with low temperatures staying around 66 to 67 degrees. Rain chances will grow increasingly as the day continues, and by 9 o'clock, we will see cloudy skies. Here's where I say that we are seeing different numbers. The 24-hour computer models are showing up to 0.6 of an inch of rain for Friday. However, the 3-day computer models are showing about 8 to 9/10 of an inch. So no doubt about it, we will see a good bit of rain, especially continuing as the day continues to get into the evening. Now, the good news is our chances of severe thunderstorms is relatively low. Most of these strong storms will stay to our south, but we could see thunderstorms come through later into Friday night and maybe even Saturday morning. Now to our first top headline. Many of you have already heard this, I'm sure, but Queen Elizabeth II, Britain's longest reigning monarch who served the beloved face of her country and source of strength for 7 decades, died Thursday at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. She was 96. The Queen's doctors said earlier Thursday that they were concerned for Her Majesty's health and that she was resting comfortably at Balmoral under medical supervision. She died peacefully Thursday afternoon, Buckingham Palace said in a statement. The King and Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. The royal was preceded in death by her husband, Prince Philip, who spent more than 7 decades supporting the Queen. The Duke of Edinburgh, Britain's longest-serving consort, died in April of 2021 at the age of 99. Elizabeth and Philip were married for more than 70 years and had 4 children: Prince Charles, Prince Anne, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward. Among the things that were well known of the Queen were her beloved corgis. She reportedly owned more than 30 during her life, and thoroughbred horses, and was interested in Scottish country dancing and walking in the countryside. No doubt this will be a shift for England and a very missed monarch in their country. And for Alabama news, U.S. Representative Robert Aderholt said Thursday he was deeply concerned about a subpoena served against Eagle Forum of Alabama, noting that the right of American citizenry to petition the government was protected by the First Amendment. The congressman asserted the subpoena was a bit blatant attempt to intimidate citizens from partaking in political advocacy. The conservative organization said Wednesday it was subpoenaed for its promotion of the Alabama Vulnerable Child Compassion and Protection Act. The subpoena seeks all relevant information relating to Eagle Forum's work concerning the legislation. This legislation was signed into law this year by Governor Kay Ivey. The legislation bans physicians from performing sex-altering surgeries upon minors. According to National Eagle Forum President Kristen A. Ullman, the DOJ's actions place at stake, quote, the ability of all private citizen advocates and nonprofit advocacy organizations to engage in the legislative process. The law was challenged in U.S. District Court on April 19th by plaintiffs who alleged it was unconstitutional. Eagle Forum of Alabama is not involved in that lawsuit. And for your Northeast Alabama news, in Jackson County, 2 women were arrested in Hollywood following an investigation into the use of narcotics, according to local authorities. On September 6, Captain McCarver with the Hollywood Police Department was on a normal patrol and conducting business checks when he pulled into one of them and noticed 2 employees outside. When he got closer to the women, he realized they were ingesting drugs. McCarver immediately approached them and took the drugs, starting a narcotics investigation. As a result, 52-year-old Marilyn Elizabeth Roberts was charged with public intoxication, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and 3 counts of promoting prison contraband methamphetamine, oxycodone, and Xanax. 39-year-old Amanda Renee Kelly was charged with public intoxication, possession of marijuana, and 6 counts of promoting prison contraband, methamphetamine, cocaine, oxycodone, hydrocodone, Xanax, and marijuana. Bond for Roberts was set at $16,300, but is expected to be revoked for a recent drug test, according to the Hollywood Police Department. Amanda Ray Kelly's bond was set at $30,800. Both Kelly and Roberts currently remain in custody of the Jackson County Jail. And your Bible verse for the day for September 9th, 2022, comes from the book of Ephesians, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse. Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children. We hope everyone has a great weekend and want to remind you that the Bobby Ledbetter Mountain Valley News High School Football Scoreboard Show can also be found on Spotify and on Apple Podcast. Mountain Mornings is the morning news podcast from Mountain Valley Newspaper. Start your morning with us with a brief 5-minute news podcast for the Northeast Alabama area.